Farley, and I believe that there is a rock star within all of us. So I'm reaching out to my friends and family and network and talking to people that I believe are rock stars in what they do. Today, we are in Coach Jen Farley headquarters here in Madison, Wisconsin, and my friend Lisa Robb has come over to talk. So I would love to welcome Lisa Robb.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, well, cheers now.
Cheers.
We've got coffee. It's a Monday morning.
Yes.
We're doing this thing.
We're going to be highly caffeinated.
I love it. I love it. So Lisa is a coach, a speaker, an enthusiastic person, and I love her. So I hope you love her too. I know you will. So Lisa, tell me about what you do, your journey, tell me, lay it all out there, sister.
Got so excited and just gulped the coffee. Oh my goodness. So short version, I started my career as a kindergarten teacher. Mm-hmm. And then I went from kindergarten teacher to pharmaceutical sales rep. And then I went from pharmaceutical sales rep to life coach and speaker and soon to be running coach. So lots of fun things on the horizon.
Yeah.
But I really, really love this life coaching world. I really think the common thread through all those things is when I was a kindergarten teacher, the motto in our classroom was we have fun and do our best. And that is what I feel like life is all about. Heavy on the fun and really heavy on doing our best.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right? We get one life.
Yeah.
Let's make the most of it.
So it's true. Like you learn everything that you need to know about life in kindergarten.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my gosh. If you were my kindergarten teacher, I don't know what I'd do.
Oh my gosh.
Mind blown.
I love teaching kindergarten. I loved it.
And how many years did you do that?
6.
6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then became a pharmaceutical sales rep. That's a
big jump.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was confusing to me at the time because I just kind of thought that I would retire as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't anticipate changing careers, but I don't know if they can see that fern there, but I started to feel like when a plant, when their roots are wrapping around the pot, that's how I started to feel as a teacher. Like, I don't think I can do this forever. Like, I loved it. I really loved it. It felt like not only what I did, but who I was. But I just did not feel like it was the only thing. I'm very goal oriented and I felt like I needed that next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So to pay for college, I worked as a certified nursing assistant in a nursing home.
Okay.
And I told myself then if I ever got out of education, I would go into the medical field. So I started taking classes, anatomy and physiology and things like that. And then I thought, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm not going to double my student loan. Right? And so a friend of mine said, why don't you do pharmaceutical sales? And I said, I don't even take Tylenol. Oh. But then when I thought about the value of medicine and how important it is when we need it, and oh my gosh, with this pandemic, I think that really illustrates that. I felt like, yeah, this is something I can get behind. And I ended up working for a company and our motto was do more, feel better, live longer. And I'm like, yes. Right? I could totally get behind that.
Yeah.
So I love doing that, but then I started feeling like that pot again, like the roots wrapping around. And I thought, I have no clue this time. Like, I don't know what the next step is now. And then I was listening to a lot of podcasts and I heard somebody talk about life coaching and I thought it sounded interesting, but I really didn't know what it was. And when I looked it up, it was like, hallelujah. That I was like, that's it.
Everything aligned.
Yes. So I applied to the program at UW-Madison. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I got in, I mean, that's a very rigorous program. The first day of class, I said, I'm quitting my job June 9th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a hard day that I was going to quit my job and do life coaching. So
yeah.
Here we are.
It was that transformative for
you. Yeah. Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. And your company is called Raining Glitter Coaching.
Raining Glitter Coaching.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. And what is the motto? You shared your motto for your kindergarten teaching, pharmaceutical sales. What is your motto for coaching?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good one. But I feel like there's two things. One, I think shine brighter, right? Because so often we try to dim our lights and not try to be too big or too much, right?
Right.
And so I feel like shine brighter, be more of who you are meant to be. I really think when we tap into our superpowers, that magic happens. And not just for us, but people around us. Like everyone benefits from that.
Yeah.
And then the other one I love to say is, beautiful girl, you can do hard things.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. So part of what you're doing right now with coaching is this amazing program called the 12-Minute Turtles. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So the 12-Minute Turtles is a virtual running community.
Okay.
That it's a group of people that are looking for motivation, accountability, and connection. And what happened, it kind of was a evolution. And in 2005, when I was still teaching kindergarten, and I realized, wow, I really need a goal. Like, I'm very goal oriented.
Yeah.
I accidentally signed up for a marathon.
Accidentally.
Oops. I was working out at the Wisconsin Athletic Club, and they had an information night for Team in Training.
Okay.
And Team in Training is part of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I wandered into this, like, no plan, didn't know what was going on. I wandered in, and I signed up on the spot to run my first marathon in Anchorage, Alaska. I had never run further than 3 miles in my life. I didn't know anybody that had leukemia, and I signed up on the spot to run a marathon.
Wow.
26.2 miles. So I started training. It turns out it's very hard.
Yeah.
But it was also very rewarding, right? Like, things that are very hard are often worth it. And the experience really changed me because it was probably the first quote unquote impossible thing that I had done.
Okay.
And when I realized I could do that, then I was like, if I can do that, what else can I do? Like, there's nothing I can't do.
Beautiful girl, you can do hard things.
You can do hard things. Yes. And so my husband used to joke, don't talk to Lisa, she'll try to convince you to run a marathon. And it wasn't that I thought everyone should run. It's that I wanted everyone to have that experience of realizing without a shadow of a doubt that you can do impossible things. Like, we can do so much more than we even realize if we do it one step at a time. So that's kind of where the seed of the idea started. And then when I finished that race, I decided I was going to do a marathon in all 50 states. Now, it's not that I want to do it super quickly.
Right.
I'm not like in a rush. I basically, if I'm going to do another marathon, I want it to be in a state that I haven't run in before so I can get a trip out of it.
Yeah.
And so I have been doing that. And when I was training for my 10th marathon, I was running I think a 23-mile training run, the longest I did before the marathon. I was by myself, and I realized I was running about 12.5-minute miles, which for me was slow. And I had two almost overlapping thoughts. The first one was, no one can say I'm not a runner because I just ran 23 miles. And the second thought was, you shouldn't have to run 23 miles to prove you're a runner. And I immediately had the idea for the 12-Minute Turtles. And the 12-Minute Turtles isn't about a time. It's not about 12 minutes. It's just, that just sounded cute.
Yeah.
But it's just about the whole idea that you're a runner if you run. And it doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't matter how fast you go. Like, you get to be a runner if you run. And putting one foot in front of the other is a very powerful thing to do. So I didn't know exactly what that would look like. And I told some people that I ran with, about this idea of the 12-minute turtles and just like really owning being in the back of the pack. And I just kind of let that sit for a while. And when I did my 11th marathon in Utah, my friend Trisha, it was her very first full marathon. And when she was finishing the race, like, I don't know if you've done a race before where if you don't get to a certain cutoff, they pick you up, put you on a bus, and drive you back. She made a tank top that said, "I'm not getting on the effing bus," which was so awesome. And when she finished, there was more trash in the stands than spectators.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my goodness, this should not be like this. She's like such an inspiring person to be out on the course that long and to finish.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is the year of the 12-minute turtles. So I'm partnering with the Des Moines Marathon to roll out the idea of celebrating the back of the pack.
I love that. Celebrating the back of the pack.
Yep.
Because how often are we like, oh, wait, there's that bus. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still doing it. Like you're focusing on behind you.
Yeah.
And totally ignoring what's in front of you.
Yep.
Or where you are right now.
And it's being in the 12-minute turtles, it's actually not about finishing. It's about the courage to start.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Like finishes are not guaranteed at all. But we can keep showing up. And that's what's so powerful, right? So the 12-minute turtles and celebrating the back of the pack, when there's many people that have a fear of finishing last, right? And I just want to flip that script because I think finishing last is a very powerful thing. Because that means A, you have the courage to start, huge, and you followed through, and finishes are not guaranteed, and you were able to finish. That is worth celebrating. It doesn't matter if you're first, like that is huge. And if you were the last one to celebrate, you beat everyone that's like home sleeping in, you know what I'm saying? On the couch, drinking their coffee.
Yeah.
Like you already ran 26.2 miles or 13.1 miles. Like that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I just want to celebrate that. Showing up.
I love that.
Yeah.
So your group is like a membership base?
You know, I'm a goal-oriented person.
Yes.
And I'm also like a kindergarten teacher at heart. So I love games. I love like all kinds of different things like that. And I love carrots. Like I don't run. You would think, oh, I run all these marathons. Like I'm always a consistent runner. No. If I'm not signed up for a race, I don't run. I need like a carrot. I need something to motivate me to keep getting out there. And so the 12-minute turtles is a community, and we have a private Facebook group just for turtles. And we do monthly MAC calls, Motivation, Accountability, Connection. We call it Turtle MAC. So we have these calls, and then there's all kinds of fun things. Like sometimes it'll be, hey, declare how long you're going to run this weekend, and then let me know here if you did it, and then I'll send them a Starbucks gift card, or right, like something like that. It's just like little, and it's not like big things, but it's just like acknowledgments. Like you said you were going to do something, and then you did it.
Yeah.
So it's little carrots like that.
It's like breaking it down into small, doable goals.
Exactly. And the other thing is we're building up to this race in Des Moines, and there are some turtles that are doing the half marathon and some turtles that are doing the full marathon. And the whole idea of the marathon is that it's not just a race, it's like a reunion. It's a turtle reunion because we've been on calls with each other the whole time. We know when things were really hard and when we didn't get out there or when things didn't really go our way. And then we're going to be able to see each other for the race. We're going to be able to celebrate afterwards at the post-race party. And then we have a saying that turtles go home Tuesday. So the marathon and half marathon are on Sunday, and turtles go home Tuesday. So Monday, it's like a turtle adventure day that we go explore Des Moines.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys. And I found the cutest place in Des Moines called the Damn Pub.
The Damn Pub.
The Damn Pub. it's beaver. There's like a beaver mascot, but basically it's like all 80s, and I love the 80s.
Look at
like,
these nails. I mean, these nails are like
totally 80s.
Yeah.
I love the 80s, and they have like, it's so adorable in there. Everything is like so 80s. And they have this table in the corner with a big dirty dancing poster, and then in neon it says nobody puts baby in the corner. I just love it. They have a rooftop bar. We're gonna go there for a turtle adventure day, dressed in our 80s stuff.
Oh my god.
So it's just gonna be so much fun, right? It's
that
like
sounds like
heavy on the fun, because you don't work that hard to just go home, right? Like you work that hard, and then we're gonna celebrate everybody showing up and just have a lot of fun before we go back home, so that next time when we do another race sometime next year, we're going to be very motivated to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To show up at the starting line, because it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I also love the idea of exploring all these cities and tying it to an athletic event. There's like a thing about that, right? Like this athletic travel.
Yes. Is there a name for that?
There has to be.
There should be. But I mean,
there's athleisure.
That's exactly what came to mind for me.
So like at the travel,
running vacation, runcation,
application,
walkcation.
It's getting edited too. So how many people do you have signed up for the Des Moines Marathon?
So right now there are 7 of us. And we're all doing it. We're all going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting really small, but what the opportunity is for us is partnering with the Des Moines Marathon to celebrate the back of the pack. So not just to celebrate the 7 of us, but to celebrate everybody in the back of the pack and make it really fun and acknowledge them. So we're having a post-race party from 3:30 to 5, so the marathon ends at 3. So it's a true post-race party.
Right.
And we're just really excited to meet everybody that's in the back of the pack.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know the worst thing after doing a race or while doing a race is watching the people who finished early walk the course backwards. And I'm like, I want to be done.
Yeah. I think those people, it's like they're very impressive. People that run fast are super impressive, but I don't find that inspiring because it just feels totally impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But I can finish, right? That's hard, but that's why I'm very inspired by people in the back of the pack, because it's not easy and they just show up.
Yeah.
And when they do it, I'm like, you can do it? I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? It's possible.
And each person has a story.
Yeah.
Each person has a reason for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they've built up to get to that point.
Yeah. So it's really fun. We're really looking forward to, I'm speaking on Friday and Saturday at the marathon, at the expo. I'm really excited about that, and to find, more turtles to join us. The more, the merrier.
It's going to be a turtle revolution of the Des Moines Marathon.
It totally will be.
It totally will be. So, tell me how you connect with a feeling of being a rock star, because you are inspiring people, you are gathering people, and that's what rock stars do. They inspire, they gather, they create community.
Yeah.
So how do you connect to that feeling?
I'm going to say that the community aspect is the way that I connect to it, although as a speaker, there's nothing I love more than having a microphone in my hand. Unfortunately, I cannot sing. So that's very sad because I really love holding a microphone, but I can karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But really, when it comes to the feeling of being a rock star, I think that people, the best concerts that I've been to are concerts that really connect.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I think about being a rock star and how I relate to that, it's just that connection piece is really, really important to me. Yeah.
And have you ever received a piece of advice that carries you through to where you are today?
Yep. It was not an easy piece of advice to hear, But when I was in gymnastics in high school, and let me just say, I didn't do gymnastics. I did gymnastics when I was a really, really little girl, probably like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And then I did not do gymnastics until I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
And so the people that I was on the team with had been doing it straight through, right? They were much, much better than I was. But I had a lot of heart. I loved it. And one thing that I was good at was back walkovers. So when you stand on the ground and then you go backwards and flip over, I was good at that. And my gymnastics coach said, Lisa, if you keep practicing what you're already good at, you will only be able to do what you can do already.
Oh, wait, can you say that one more time?
If you keep practicing what you are already good at, you will only be able to do what you can do already. Holy cow. That is profound advice. Not just for gymnastics, but for life, right? Like, if we keep doing what we can do already, and basically if we're going to stay in our comfort zone, then this is it.
Yeah.
Right?
That thread just like attaches to your movement right now too.
Yeah.
Doing the impossible, doing the things that you don't think that you could possibly do.
Yeah, it's so true. I have goosebumps. Like, I think it's so important for people to recognize that there's more and that we need you in particular to do that thing because it's something that you are uniquely designed to do.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So I have a 2-part question. My favorite question is, what is your Rockstar theme song? But not only that, I'm going to add this. What is the Turtles Rockstar theme song?
Oh! Okay, so my theme song is probably Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Yep.
Love that. And that's kind of a newer one. I didn't realize that one was as powerful for me as it was. But I was out for a run and it started playing. And I went banana. I was like so excited and like, yeah. And when I was recently at a conference last week, one of the speakers said, big obstacles means you're playing a big game. Ooh, I like that, right? So like hit me with your best shot is kind of like bring it on. Bring on the big obstacles. It means I'm playing a big game.
Yeah.
And we get one life, so I want to be playing a big game.
Yeah.
So hit me with your best shot for sure. And then there, you know what? We have a turtle theme song that somebody just said because we had on one of our Mac calls, we were talking about how things can get overwhelming as we're getting closer to the race, and you start to think about all the runs,
right? Instead
of just thinking about the one run you're on today. And so somebody posted, and I cannot remember, I think it's like walk 2 moons or something. 1 foot in front of the other. Something like that.
Okay.
So that's a new one. New to me.
New to you?
So I don't really know, but I would say in like as a whole, it would be anything 80s because I love 80s music. So 80s, the Turtles love the 80s.
The Turtles love the 80s because Lisa loves the 80s.
Because I love the 80s. And so, yeah, girls just want to have fun. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because you're celebrating. We'll have to also fact check that Walk to the Moon song.
Yeah. Somebody just posted it, and so I just heard it, and it just sounded like, yes, it's exactly the message that sometimes we need to hear.
Yes.
Like, be where your feet are, be right here, just this step, this next step, and don't look too far ahead.
Isn't that interesting too? Like sometimes the right song finds you at the right time. Yeah, I love that. I do too. It's my favorite. So when is the Des Moines Marathon?
October 17th. Yes, coming up super quickly. And we would love for anyone that's in Des Moines to come out for the last 2 hours of the race from 1 to 3 to specifically support the back of the pack.
Awesome. Yeah. And how can people find you as well?
I have 2 websites right now.
Okay.
One is rainandglittercoaching.com for all things coaching. And then the 12-minute turtles is 12minuteturtles.com. The number 1, the number 2, minuteturtles.com.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Is there anything else that we need to say, or?
I told you about this a little bit before, but I think that we need to be really compassionate with ourselves as we are on this journey of figuring out what it means to be living our best life, what that looks like, and not just the idea of it, but putting it into practice. Because you can know what to do, and then actually doing it and taking those steps can be a lot harder, right? In day to day. So just being compassionate with yourself as you're on this journey. And I just adopted a dog, a little 4-month-old retriever mix. Her name is Poppy. And when we adopted her, they said, you're getting this dog as is. We adopted her from the Humane Society. And I was like, that's interesting. And then you're gonna like this one. I've never had a female dog before. And I thought she had a tiny penis. I was like, does my dog have a tiny penis? I don't know. So I took her to the vet. But here's the thing. I knew when I got her as is, my female dog might have a tiny penis. I'm still going to love her, right? As is. Completely as is. So I took her to the vet and I asked the vet, does my dog have a tiny penis? She does not. That is her vulva. I didn't know, so got that cleared up. But
I love that you're like, I'm ready to accept this hermaphrodite dog.
Yes, totally. I love her no matter what. Like, I love her no matter what. And when we have that as is mentality, like I've used it on myself so much, right? That, well, as is, I'm not going to be, I got lost on the way to my sister's house because there was a detour. And so I had to go around and took a route that I didn't know. And it's ridiculous that I got lost on the way to my sister's house. As is, like, we're just going to have to laugh about that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But yet, if we keep practicing what we're good at, then we're only going to be good at what we're good at. Right?
Amen. And there's two sides to that coin of the as is, right? Like, as is, I'm accepting myself. Like, this is how I come. I'm doing my best. And the other side is like, celebrate your wins. Right? So I feel like that's a good place to wrap up.
And that we can do impossible things.
Hell yeah! Woohoo! How many times have I said, woohoo?
That would be 5 now.
And that's me taking it down a notch.
Oh, I know. This whole thing has been taken down a notch, I think. Because usually we're like, blah, blah. Without other liquids in our cups. So
that's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And usually we're on Zoom calls too. So
this is so much funner to be in person.
So much funner to be in person. So, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your journey and sharing your movement and your community with all of us. And if anyone is interested in the 12-minute turtles, like, get in touch with Lisa because
oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Yes. So
this is going to be something that goes national. That is going to be in all 50 states. It's going to get really big. We just have to get the word out there because celebrating the back of the pack and hanging out with people that are in the back of the pack, it's like the most inspiring people and so much fun to know. I'm really excited. So join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jen Farley. You're amazing.
You're amazing.